Hi everybody, it's Kathy Riley with Fun Stamper's Journey, and today I have a little card tutorial for you on an absolutely gorgeous, easy technique called Joseph's Coat. The stamp set that I'm going to be using is out of our 2017-2018 catalog, and I'm going to be using Autumn Days. And I do have the bundle also, as indicated by the green lines around them, but we aren't going to have to do any die cutting with this. We're just going to be using this gorgeous stamp set. I love this. We also have in our Journey Holidays mini catalog on page 21, we also have this adorable stamp set, Hello Fall. And that too has the gorgeous leaves. This one I like better because it has this actual sentiments to go with it. But isn't that gorgeous? But we're going to be working with the Autumn Days. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to start with is we have a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4.25, and this is in our buttercream. I have a piece of our Pomegranate Splash, and I cut that at 5.25 by 4. And this is where we're going to start. This is our 5 by 3.75 piece of buttercream. And what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get out our... But first we're going to start with some Summer Days, which is, I wanted more on the yellow. And then the Citrus Cooler brings in a little bit of orange. And the Pomegranate Splash brings in that cranberry rusty color. And we're going to be using one of our brand new, this is our large dauber. And we're going to be using this to start creating our background. Now, what I've done on the backs of all of my ink pads is I have actually Velcroed a little dauber on there, which makes it really, really handy. They don't get mixed up. They don't get confused. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with my Summer Days. I'm going to slide those off to the side and scooch my paper up just a little bit. And I'm just tap, 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 tap. Not too heavy. To avoid getting that initial hard circle, stamp once lightly, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to go in a circular motion, and we're going to rub some color in. And we're going to do that in various spots. There's no right. I forgot to dab off. There's no right and there's no wrong. Now see what I kind of have this edge right here. That's because I didn't dab off. I don't know if I can get any of that blended. Just a light tap. And our inks, because these inks are a pigment dye fusion, they blend beautifully. So, okay, that's our Summer Days. Put my dauber back, my sponge top. Now I'm going to grab the Citrus Cooler, move that over here where I can get it. And one thing when using your daubers also is make sure that they're centered on your dauber tool. Just 5 or 6 taps, tap once, and here we're going to go in with Citrus Cooler. Put a little bit up here. Oh, there I forgot to dab off again. Let's put some here. If you do forget to dab off, though, they are pretty forgiving and they really do blend out beautifully. I want this spot just a little darker. I don't know, make sure my light is, oh, I'm sorry. I know this kind of looks like a mess right now, but trust me, this is going to look absolutely gorgeous. Swap out my dauber tops, and here we're going to go with Pomegranate Splash. I think this is just a lovely color for fall. I don't know, here in Texas we've been just having rain and thunderstorms and a little bit cooler weather if you think 80 degrees is cooler. It's been very nice. Now I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to fill in some of the spots. And fill in everything that I have. If you have some that aren't quite filled in totally, that is just fine. And these three colors actually work so well together. I didn't dab that one off because I wanted the color just a little more intense. Let's get this corner. And we'll get some of this in here. And if you want, I'm going to go back in and brighten up and bring out a little bit more of my summer days. You are not going to believe how fast this card goes. Let's put a little bit up here. And I'll fill that in just a little bit more. There. Beautiful. That is just beautiful. So we're going to set those colors aside. And this is a little wet. So I'm just going to hit it with the heat tool just quickly. Not too much. Now I'm going to grab this blender because it works great as an anti-static for when you're going to use an embossing powder. So just lightly go across the entire card front. With a good coat of your colorless blender. And this is in our Pan Pastel line. So, isn't that lovely? I really like the way my background here looks too. So now I've got our my stamps all mounted here. And I'm going to start, I got something on this one. I start with the largest. So I'm going to start with the oak and the maple, and those are the only two kinds of leaves I know that I have here. And grab some of our pigment ink. This is our clear sticky ink that works wonderful for our heat embossing. So what we're going to do is ink this up really good. and we're just going to start stamping. You may not be able to see it. Maples are my favorite. It's the Wisconsin girl in me. So I'm going to, now I want to go in this corner. We're going to try and get as many leaves on the front of this as possible. Get 2 of those. I'm going to grab the big oak. I have a little piece of glitter, and that will leave a little circle on your stamps. If you ever stamp anything, there's this little circle that's left. That is a piece of glitter. And put this here. There. And we're going to grab this. I don't know what this one is. I should. I'm going to keep filling in while I can see them, but what I did on the one earlier is actually I did part of the, get some more light here. I did part of the heat embossing, and then I went back and filled it in a little bit more. I think if I get a little corner right here. Okay, let's see what we've got. Set my stamps aside. I may still need those, so I'm going to keep them handy. Now I'm going to grab some of my clear embossing powder. Don't make the mistake like I have done, because clear looks like white, and it doesn't work so well with this technique. So I'm going to actually flip this over and put this here. I've got a few things floating in my clear. It's time to get a new one because it's contaminated. And I think we've got that pretty good. That is going to look so pretty. So let me get my embossing powder out of the way so I don't have a big, huge mess. Set that aside because I do not want to melt all of that. And let the heating begin. I'm going to add one little piece over here. grab the tip of a maple. And put that right in there. The colors are so pretty. I just don't want them. I hate to see them be non-visible. Grab this again. There we go. Yeah. When you get embossing powder that looks like that, it's time to get a new one. And our embossing powder is so fine. It's wonderful. Okay, let me heat this up. Okay, here we have it. Look at all that beautiful clear embossing. And now I'm going to go in, I'm going to cover it all up. Isn't that pretty? All the different colors. Now let's make this really pop. Let me get some of this out of here. Put my dauber away. Now I've got some dark roast. Some of our True Color Fusion dark roast. Remember, our ink pad's 20% off for the month of August of 2017. You will fall in love with these. Grabbing dark roast to go with my colors, and I am also grabbing my Brayer. And I'm going to grab my paperback. And we are going to, hold on, there we go. And this is a really good size brayer. You can get the job done. And they're only $9.95. They are absolutely amazing. And I get this inked up and I move that out of the way so I don't get a mess. And here we go. We're just going to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And we're going to get some more ink. And we're going to go again. And we're going to go again. And make sure that everything that is not embossed has really good, solid coverage. That's fun. That's a stress reliever and an arm workout. One thing with your brayer, brayers have a little handle here. See this little lip? Always rest your brayer on that. You don't get a flat spot. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now we're going to take this one step farther. Let's flip it over to a little bit cleaner side. I am going to grab a baby wipe. Grab a baby wipe because our colors under our embossing powder got a little dull. And take a baby wipe. It isn't going to affect your dark roast, your background that we put over everything else, but you're just wiping it off of your clear embossing powder. Look at all the detail, and this stamp set is just gorgeous. I love, love, love this. Let me finish wiping this off, and then I will pull it up closer to the camera. And look at the detail. Isn't that gorgeous? I see I did get one little spot here, but not to worry. We are going to put a ribbon on it, and we're almost done with this card. We're going to heat it up just a little bit, get some of that ink dry. Okay, we're going to let that sit and dry just a little bit more. I'm going to wipe my brayer off here just a little bit. Now we are going to grab, this is our Citrus Cooler Satin Ribbon. If you've never used our ribbons, oh, they're so gorgeous. And this is 20 yards. I believe this is a 1 inch. Let me see. It's a 1. No, must be 5/8. No, 3/4. 3/4-ish. 3/4. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a double bow. We're going to grab a piece of ribbon. We're going to bring it around, twist it, bring it to the front. Twist it, bring it to the front. Wrap it around. And then we have this little loop, the last one that we went around on our middle finger. And we skosh that through there. I can't do these slow. I have to do them at a good pace, so I'm not a very good teacher at these. But this is about how snug you want them to on your fingers. And there is our little double bow. I'm not going to pull it apart too much. I kind of like it just like that. And we're going to add that to our card front. I do have, we're going to flip these. I'm going to twist these and twist this to get them. Go in here and we're going to snip these off. And you can fussy with the bow as much as you'd like. But that doesn't look, that looks really actually good. I am going to grab, yes, I surprise myself sometimes. I'm going to grab some of my white liner tape, and this is all I really use. I'm going to add my bow. I'm going to put it right pretty much in the middle, and I have that little oopsie. So we're going to I'm going to move this over to the side just a little bit. And I'm going to take my white liner, put that down, and grab another piece. And put that across. I'm sorry, I have to chuckle. My daughter's cat is trapped in here with me while I'm filming. And you've heard her on and off, and she usually hides. So I didn't think anything of having her here. And there's our cute and adorable little, don't look better that way. No, don't look that way. Okay, and then now we have our pomegranate splash that we're going to mount it on. That's 5.5 by 4, 5.25 by 4. And going to grab some of our liner, our journey tape. The white liner tape would actually work really, really good on this too. And we're going to center that. And then we're going to take our 8.5 by 5.5. I've just cut a piece of our cardstock in half, scored it, and then folded that in half. And I think there's a little weight to this because of the extra ink. So let's grab some of our white liner tape. I really like the white liner tape when mounting these to the card bases. For some reason, I really like it. This is some strong, strong tape. And do this. And tuck a piece in there. So we're going to pull this off. And you're going to have a jump start on fall. And a reminder again, yes, we are in August. School has not yet started here in Texas for us. My husband is the first one to go back, and he goes back on a Tuesday. He is not a student, he is a teacher. Bless his heart. So here we've got the white liner tape. We're going to put this, get this mounted on here. See if I can get this even the first time. I know I can. And look at that, isn't that cute? Then what I did is I grabbed a piece of our Natural Journey twine. And I think I have enough. I'm just going to thread this through. I like this on fall colors. It's just that natural kind of look. And I just added another little bow right on the top. And I can just snip that one. And there you have it. Isn't that just adorable? That's using one stamp set and our wonderful True Fusion color ink. And remember that this month, August 2017, if you go to funstampersjourney.com, Kathy Stamps for You, that is my website on our Fun Stampers Journey website, 20% off our ink colors. The only inks that are not included in this are our gold, our silver, and Create-A palettes. Everything else is 20% off. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Here's one last look. Isn't that fun? And here's the one that I made earlier. Love the color combinations. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. You guys have a marvelous day. Bye for now.